They are, Fruzy. Thank you for being my Valentine.
Lovely.
And being my beautiful assistant all week.
Chocolate, champagne truffles, delicious. I can't wait to eat these out.
Right, everybody, I'd like to welcome... Sorry about that, I've got a little bit red there. Right, I'd like to welcome you to our Valentine show. Love will always prevail. And tonight's show, we're going to talk about the homeless. We've got Darren Nesbitt on. We've got Alias Kid and Alan McGee and the Salford poet JB Barrington and the youngest protector on the moss, the amazing Keelan McNally.
Hey. Yes, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you're all having a lovely, loved up day like we are. You can see I made the effort tonight. But it's very upsetting as well because this is our final live show tonight, guys. We do have a show tomorrow, but this is our final live one. Anyway, we'll tell you a little more about that at the end of the show.
Have you got some tweets there to read out, Bruce?
Oh yes, I sure have. Oh, that's from too much smooching. I misplaced the tweets. So yeah, we've had loads of tweets. Please keep them coming at @realityparty_. I keep saying that wrong. @reality_party. #BezInBed. Please keep them coming. Here's a few of them. Andrew Matthews, you have my vote, Bez. I was unsure about voting for you, but your show has changed my mind.
Oh, nice
that is brilliant.
Thank you.
Derek Grant, good to see true love. Bez and Ferruzi are great. Oh. And one more for now. Jennifer Sharp, wow, can't believe you managed to get Sean Lennon on the show. Thanks for supporting the UK, Sean. Get on it with Bez.
Yes, indeed.
And it was such an honour that we had Sean on yesterday. If you missed him, please check it out on YouTube and the live streams from all the week. You can watch all the episodes that were done from throughout the week. Just get on live stream, www.bezinbed.co.uk. But moving on now, we have Bez's Big Mouth. And tonight we're talking about homelessness. Homelessness. And earlier today we had a conversation with Name Briscoe. Before we show you the Skype conversation, here's a video that he made.
They're asking him to move, as you can see. There's a big confrontation here in Evington Road. Poor guy's been here for quite a while now and he's struggling. Officers, how's it alright, officers?
Yeah, good, thanks, sir. How are you?
I'm alright. What are you troubling this chap for here?
It's harassing homeless.
We're from...
I can now get takeaway for food from there. I
thought the council got
listen.
one night on the streets here.
If you sound not welcome when they're giving me free Chinese food from across the road.
We're giving him food. He is welcome here. He is welcome. Who's made the complaint? But what you got to remember is you're not police. I'm asking you a question. You're not a police officer. You're a civil servant, yeah? Alright? I'm going to answer your question. Leave this man alone because you're harassing him. You're in his personal space. Problem, go phone a police officer now. Phone a police officer. But you're not a police officer because you step away from his private space, please, and leave him alone and stop harassing him.
We're not harassing him.
Yeah, you are harassing him. Do you feel harassed?
Yeah.
Do you feel threatened, sir?
Yeah, I can't go nowhere,
Do you feel threatened, sir? Tell me on camera, do you feel threatened?
From the city centre because they kept on harassing me. I come here, I get welcomed by the community, and then now these people have turned up again to harass me.
Do you feel threatened, sir?
Yeah, because...
He feels threatened. Can you step away from him, please? Or I'll have to do a civil arrest on you.
Okay.
Can you step back from his personal space, please?
Nowhere, you know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? Jump off the
Can you
cliff?
step back from his personal space, please? People are watching. This is my community, right? Can you step back from his personal space? You're harassing him. He feels threatened at the moment. Can you move back, please, officers?
Do you feel threatened, sir?
Do you feel threatened, sir?
Why do you feel threatened?
None of your medium is 6861. And this chap here, he's alright. This one's not said nothing. He's been understandable and I appreciate that. This one's been a bit funny. He's not stepping back away from this guy.
I'll move back.
Thank you very much. Can you step back, sir? Can you step back on the same day? That's it. Threatened. He said he feels threatened and I take his word for it.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, if you have any issues with him, you can arrest him or you can phone the police. Has he committed a crime?
No,
I ask you a question. Has he committed a crime? I'm asking you a question, officer. Has he? Yes or no? Has he committed a crime? Okay, then please step back. Please. My friend, They're going to leave you alone now. I'm going to have a word with them, yeah? Anything you want to say to the viewers? Because this is going straight online.
No, just sort these people out, because they're supposed to be helping the community out, but they're just harassing the homeless.
No problem.
No, that's not what they were put in place for.
I'm going to have a private word. Listen, remember, they're not police officers. They can't do nothing to you.
No, but they were supposed to help the community. How's this helping the community?
Don't worry. Let me have a quick chat with them. You stay safe, my friend, yeah?
Just thanks for your help.
Any food? You want any food?
Not yet.
Let me know what you do. In the next 2 hours, I'm going to bring you some food, right? Some hot curry and that with some naan, right? That restaurant there, Aisha's restaurant, that's my family place, so I'll get you some food from there, yeah? Right. Stay blessed.
How do you, Dave? Thanks for joining us.
Hello, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about your story. You champion the plight of the homeless. Could you let us know a little bit about it, please?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it all started where there was a homeless man on the main road, okay? And he was there for quite a while. And what the community did, we all used to offer him some food and some warm blankets and stuff like that. I mean, over the few days, 4 coming days, then we had a lot of, you know, the police officers coming down, the PCSOs, and trying to move him around and stuff like that. It came to a stage I was actually driving past, and I got my partner to record it, and the homeless chap felt very threatened, and he felt harassed, and I felt something has to be done about this. So what I did, I parked my vehicle, I kept my mobile device in my hand, and I went up to the PCSOs and I confronted them in a professional manner. Hey, look, you know, what's going on? The homeless man, his name's Paul, he clearly stated he feels harassed and he feels threatened. And based on his verbal, what he said verbally, I took action to tell the police, PCSOs, to step back from this man and let them know that we all both have the same powers. And if they do continue to act this way, I'll have no other option but to civil arrest them.
Did you? Nice one, mate. And what was the response to that then?
I mean, it's all on the video, and I hope you can share the link to your viewers. But basically, the things I mentioned to them is clearly, I said, look, you're harassing this gentleman. Yeah. Can you please step back from him? I had to say it about 20 times. On the 20th time, they took a very, very big step back, I can tell you that.
Did they? Nice one. So, I didn't know we could arrest police officers ourselves. That's really good news.
I mean, it depends what type of power officers have got. I mean, I don't know much about law, but what I do know that PCSOs we have similar powers to them. The only thing is they've got a uniform with they look like officers, but in reality they have the same civil rights as us.
Yeah. So they're just volunteers, aren't they? Really, they're not fully. So we can't arrest only the CSOs.
I mean, I need to research that one. I'll probably ask Google for that one and check it out. But I mean, the reality is this, is that look, in the UK we have a big issue. All right, we have homeless people on the streets, and the most perception that people have of homeless people is that they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts. Don't get me wrong, there may be scenarios like that. But in reality, a lot of these people are homeless and they need some type of support.
Well, and the most horrifying thing is, because with Salford, we went to, where did we go to Christmas? Abbott Lodge in Salford, which is the last place open in Salford as a hostel for the homeless to go to. And they were dealing with families who were losing their homes, you know, and it was unbelievable that they may be getting closed down in March because they're withdrawing the funding. So all the support systems, what was in place for these, are now disappearing. So we've got to do something about it, really.
I mean, another thing I want to mention, right? I mean, a lot of comments I read when I put this video out, it went completely viral. Obviously, got to you, so you know it's gone viral. A lot of people mentioned a couple of things. I want to read some of the comments that people mentioned. One of the comments that people mentioned is they said that, look, you know, it's nice for somebody of a different ethnicity, right, to help, a white homeless man. And I'll just let the viewers know out there that colour is no issue. Right, we all need to unite as one, regardless of colour, regardless of background. We all need to stand together and combat this issue that's happening at the moment on the streets.
Yeah, man, because I believe through consciousness we can all come together as a collective. Because the people, we don't want this divide and rule politics, and we should do everything we can to destroy the Smith. What has been developed by the media, really.
Hang on, 100% right there.
Yeah, and the reality is that we, you know, when we're left to our own devices, we all get along famously. You know what I mean? And they hate the riff. What they're trying to create. They are creating the propaganda for their own purposes. I don't know what it is for, but I totally agree with you.
I mean, there's always a hidden agenda in everything, but like you lot, you've got your own show at the moment. So obviously you've got no one controlling your scripting, you're fully control of it. So this is one of the reasons why, you know, media like yourself is going to be very popular, because it's real talk. I call this real talk, and we're getting to topics that people don't want to talk about. And these topics are very important. How can we have homeless people on our streets while we're walking around and walking past them as if it's normal, as if they're you know, second-class citizens? Don't you think these people need some type of support and help? I mean, what's happened from this? There's been a knock-on effect from this anyway. The knock-on effect from this has been is that I've now I'm consciously and actively helping the homeless people now. I'm actually going homeless on the 19th of February in Leicester City Centre. All right, and we're raising money for One Roof charity. All the money is a 100% donation. It's going straight to the people on the streets. Okay, to get them accommodation. So you know, I'm taking this very, very seriously. I'm moving forward. It's not something I'm going to stop.
That's what you call taking direct action. We appreciate you coming along and letting us know about what's happening out there, and we're sending our love.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for all your time, and best of luck in whatever you do, buddy. Yeah.
Nice one. Thank you, mate.
Cheers. Thank you for now.
Bye. So still on the subject of homelessness, we had a visit from Coffee for Craig earlier today, and here is the video of them when they joined us on the bed.
Good evening. The UK's first pop-up shop for the homeless opened in Manchester today. Thousands of pounds worth of clothing was donated by volunteers and businesses and given free to those who'll be sleeping rough over Christmas. It's hoped the idea will be copied across the country, as Naomi Cornwell reports.
A new pair of shoes for Paul, warm and waterproof and appreciated by their new owner.
I like it.
It's the first street store of its kind in the UK and was the idea of a local businessman.
The first thing you lose on the streets is choice. Just by running the store, we're giving people who are homeless a choice. They are told, do not go away feeling you've had to make do.
For many used to rummaging in bins, this was their first dignified shopping experience.
Steve was inspired by this, the world's first street store in South Africa. Since it launched, one-day pop-up shops for the homeless have been appearing around the globe. In Manchester, Steve enlisted the help of Risha Lancaster, who set up a charity after her brother died while sleeping rough.
We started because we didn't want Craig to be another statistic. We didn't want him to die in vain. We started just by asking people to give a cup of coffee to someone and saying it's for Craig. This is a total contrast to Black Friday, when you look at all the things that were happening and people punching each other. And we've got people here who know there's free clothes and look at the calm, and people wandering over, got respect. They've got respect for everybody. It's just phenomenal.
Volunteers have been arriving here with donations of warm clothing, but some of this is brand new too, and it's been given by local shops. Have you got some good clothes? Have you managed to pick up some useful stuff?
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to have a cup of tea now, and that will make my day. It's Christmas come early.
It's hoped this can be repeated in other towns and cities around the region. Naomi Cornwell, BBC North West Tonight in Manchester.
It's cosy on here, isn't it?
It's well cosy, isn't it?
Well, it is when it's even more cosy when there's four of us in there.
It's a nice tight squeeze, this, isn't it? Been in some tight squeezes, but this is pretty tight.
So we just watched that short clip there about Coffee for Craig and what you're doing. Are you going to be running any more pop-up shops in Manchester?
There's a bit of an idea at the moment, isn't there, about doing, instead of doing the street store again, because we were the first in the UK to run the street store, which was a South African concept. We wanted to kind of, because when we ran it, it was the day after Black Friday.
Right.
So Risha kind of came up with this, oh, it's like Rainbow Saturday.
What me who came up with it was the guy.
It was one of the homeless guys, wasn't it? It was between the two of you, really, like having this conversation. It was like really Rainbow Saturday. So we're going to kind of roll with that, I think.
Right, so we're going to
go with that kind of idea with Steve again, hooking up with the same guy that did the street store with us.
Because that was ridiculous what went on that Black Friday. I've never heard of Black Friday before.
No, neither had I. That was the first time I'd heard of that.
Just greed and commercial disgust.
Yeah, it is greed.
It really was.
And what other projects have you got going on at the moment?
Well, we do 3 street kitchens a week on Piccadilly Gardens. That's feeding anyone basically who comes along. So we're on the gardens. We have hot food. We have hot drinks, cold drinks, stuff like that. And anyone can come along and get fed, because we have a completely no judgment policy.
Yeah.
So if you're in food poverty, if you just need something to eat, if you're homeless and rough sleeping, you can come in. You're more than welcome to come and have food with us. And then in that we'll start to work with people, because that's the gap, isn't it?
Yeah, the gap seems to be around those people that have just hit the streets.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that have. It's a Sunday when we first go out, so it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're out late at night. We're out when services closed.
Right.
Yeah.
So that tends to be the gap, really. Yeah. Is people have just hit the streets, just left a relationship, just come to Manchester, you know, run away from violence, domestic violence, that sort of thing. So we're picking them up off the street there and then. And we're getting them off the street there and then as well.
So what you're doing here, you're providing accommodation as well for...
Yeah, we do emergency accommodation, emergency B&Bs, which is all paid for out of donations from general public. And then from there we then start working with them and work out, you know, what's going to be the best sort of longer term accommodation for that person.
We have a couple of landlords, or we can refer into hostels. It depends on the person's need, really. We work with the person and see what it is they need or they want, and then go from there. We also we do food vouchers from there for the Trust, but we also do food parcels ourselves for people in need, and we work with many different services around Manchester. Life Show, Baraka Food Aid. We work with all sorts of people. Positive Lifestyles is where Lancaster House is based, where we have our office as well. So we're like in partnership with an awful lot of different people who work within homeless communities and poverty and stuff like that.
What are some of the problems you're coming up with the law, on the law side?
Sanctions.
Yeah, sanctions. Zero-hour contracts.
Bedroom tax.
Killers, bedroom tax. Just all those are just putting people on the street and making poverty all the time, and making it worse and worse, because once you're in poverty and then you can't do what you need to do, but they're saying you've got to go and sign on and look for jobs that aren't there, that they make up, and then you get sanctioned, and then you get sanctioned again and again, and I don't know what they think that people are going to live on.
So because people are getting out, how long are they getting sanctioned for at a time?
6 weeks minimum, and then 2 years is the maximum you can be sanctioned for, or a lifetime ban on benefits. Is a new thing.
How are you supposed to live like that? It's ridiculous.
I couldn't go without money for 6 weeks.
No. We had a lady. We had a lady with 3 kids who was sanctioned. 3 kids, little kids as well. So you know, we provide food parcels for them.
And you see, do you know what point I do want to get across actually is all this propaganda about how all the Eastern Europeans are coming into our country, they're stealing our jobs and they're taking our culture away and they're taking Britain over, and all this kind of, you know, all the Sun headlines, all this anti everything. Do you know what? We work with a Latvian family, single mum, 2 kids. She's not entitled to benefits. She doesn't get them. She doesn't get them because she's not entitled.
It is a complete myth.
Such a myth.
And what is it? You just can't just walk in this country for benefits.
We're all people. No, not at all. We're all people at the end of the day. We're all brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. We're humans, and we need to look out for each other, and we need to help each other. And that's all we want to do, is we want to help.
Well, the thing is what we found out last night. We found some horrifying news, and that England's going to be used as a nuclear dumping ground, and the shoe may be on the other foot. We may be the immigrants going the other way, where we can't live in this country no more.
Do you know what?
Toxic waste, and we've took this stance against immigration, and like, oh, look at the Brit, and now they're coming over here, you know what I mean? So one day the shoe could easily be on the other foot, and most people, well, I know, are only one paycheck from being in that situation.
Yeah. We've got families that work, and they can't. We've got one particular family. She's got 4 children. She's pregnant, and her husband's on 0-hour contracts, and he had the wonderful news that he was only getting £54 for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How are they going to pay? Obviously, they don't get benefits. How are they going to pay for their electric?
I think that's what
we pay for it.
Yeah, we do.
We pay for it. Well, you guys pay for it essentially.
Yeah,
everyone that supports us
gives us money, gives us food. It's just phenomenal. People's kindness has touched us.
It blows us away, doesn't it? And it's what Craig would have wanted.
Oh, definitely.
That's what gets me.
Definitely.
Craig was that sort of a guy.
Oh yeah.
He would have wanted it. I think he'd be really blown away, but I think he'd be really proud.
I'd be gobsmacked.
Really proud. Yeah.
Absolutely gobsmacked.
And yesterday I heard you went into a school to help raise awareness and dispel some of the myths of homelessness. How did that go?
Yeah, I went in. Risha couldn't come, unfortunately, because she has palindromic rheumatism. So she's on a good day today. Yay! So I was really, really chuffed that she could come. But yeah, we went to Moorside High School in Salford, and we had about 140, 160 kids for the whole day, whole year 10 for the whole day.
And what sort of things was you doing with them?
We gave them a load of materials, raw materials, cardboard, tarpaulin, sleeping bags, that sort of stuff. Asked them to make themselves somewhere nice and warm to sleep in for the night.
Right, so how did that go down?
They loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it. They were buzzing. And then the guys that we took with us have been on the streets, have been in that situation. So it wasn't like a talking at the kids teaching workshop. It was guys that had lived it, been there, seen it, done it, had to go through it, that we'd then helped and housed and worked with. We're talking to them as they were doing stuff, so they were like, see what you're doing there, if you do it this way you'll find you're a bit warmer, if you put that underneath your sleeping bags that'll be warmer, get your newspaper down, all that kind of stuff.
Creating insulation and all that.
Yeah, totally, because these guys are brilliant at it, because they've had to do it.
But you shouldn't have to do it, not in this day and age.
No,
it's
should you?
Ridiculous. Look how many empty buildings we've got. It's just, it blows my mind.
It's phenomenal.
Totally.
So we did that for a bit, and then we did some artwork, and the artwork, that'll blow your mind, and I'd love to invite you guys in actually when they put it up on the wall in the school.
That'd be amazing. That'd be brilliant.
Come and see their artwork, because it blew us away.
Moorside was like close to the school I used to go to, Warnley, so I know the school well.
Yeah, they've got a new super school now, haven't they? So it was a pleasure to be in there. So fantastic.
And the other thing that we're doing is the 5 tin challenge and tin in a bin. Now the 5 tin challenge is something that everybody can do, which is you get 5 tins, you take a photograph of it, you put it on Facebook, and you challenge 5 of your friends to do the same, and then you take the tins to us hopefully, or your local food bank. So everyone in the country can do that. Tin in a bin is you put a tin in your workplace and people can just put a tin in the bin, and then you bring it to us or your local food bank. So
that's
everyone can get involved and everyone can share the love.
So do you have a website?
Yeah, we do. coffeeforcraig.com, Facebook at Coffee for Craig, and then Twitter at Coffee for Craig.
Right, brilliant. And can I just mention also that the Reality Party, we're doing a fundraising event in April the 11th. Black Grape are refunded. And half the proceeds go to Coffee for Craig, so all your support's welcome.
Yeah, and obviously, like, Bez is our patron.
Bez is the best!
Bez is the
best!
Yay!
Yeah, so, well, thank you for coming, what can I say? And,
thank you for having us.
Really good to meet you.
It was so
awesome to meet you.
Oh, you too.
Amazing.
Really good to meet you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
How do everybody? We've got some special guests again tonight. I know it's not David Cameron. We've got the Barton Moss Preceptors. We've got Officer 666, the corporate thug. Yay! And the youngest preceptor on the camp, we've got Keelan. And Keelan's got a message to our government.
Yeah, well, I wrote a song for the Barton Moss, but it sort of went viral on YouTube, so why not sing it on TV? So, yeah, it goes a little bit like this. This government had an idea to make fracking a start. Then Parliament called the GMP and made all this start. So which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Often on the front lines, the GMP punch and push. We asked for them to stop, but they chase us down the moss. They pick us up, they bring us to jail, but the GMP still don't stop. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? We're fighting for a paradise to give us a better life. So once that fracking rig is gone, our job here is done. Although in the meantime, we need more people to fight. So why don't you guys off the street come here and serve your country right? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? We're fighting for human rights of clean water and air. And what that rig is doing here is cruel and damn unfair. It's gonna take more than GMP to knock this fight off by and moss. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
Brilliant! And now it's time for Britain Uncovered with Darren Nesbitt and Beat the Bailiff.
I'm recording. We're live on air. Why are you here today?
We're here to assist, not actually to assist bailiffs, we're here to assist Darren stop corrupt bailiffs and bankers repossessing his property. So it's 8:45 now, we've got almost 50 people here. So come on, show people here. The number of people is awesome. The support is tremendous. There are still more people coming. The official time is for the bailiffs to come in is 10 a.m. I think we've already got almost 50 people here.
Not far off, yeah, it's quite good. I'm impressed that it's only early.
And that's for public resistance, so that's some number of people already walking up.
That's Darren there in the white top.
I've actually got one.
Oh, we've got all our signs here as well. Just the back up.
So if you go towards next to
Just say the word.
GMP are corrupt to the core.
Come out to the wide and then go straight.
Hi, Darren.
Hiya.
Nice to meet you. Nice to be here.
Thanks for inviting us, Darren. You're right, brother. My dad is a spectacular scene there. Can you explain a little bit about Beat the Bailiff?
Oh my word, it's a long subject. How long have you got? Bottom line is the banks are ripping every single person in this country off, whether they're directly taking a loan themselves for a mortgage or what have you, or not. The banks are pulling a fast one on every single adult in this country. When you go for a mortgage or a loan, they're not lending you their own money. The money is created as soon as you go in and sign your signature. I found that out. That's why I decided to not pay my mortgage from a certain time. I took it through 2 courts and not one judge would make the other side prove that they had lent me actual money. They poo-pooed it, they used, rubbish, rubbish arguments and all the rest of it. They're all in it together. There's a Freemason network that controls the whole of this country. Banks, religion, politics, you name it, they are in charge of it. Everybody kind of knows it. Then we've got the paedophiles and all the rest of it. Everybody knows it, but nobody's prepared to do anything about it, apart from people like you. prepared to put themselves out, you know, for 7 days and raise awareness of all the stuff that's going on and waking people up in this country.
And yourself, Darren, and as well. So how many other people have you helped besides saving your own house?
Beat the Bailiffs, I mean, get on Beat the Bailiffs on Facebook. It's a huge site. I mean, we've done a number of evictions. Tom Crawford famously in Nottingham, you know, but all over the place. There's too many to mention. And it's people getting together and defending each other against the banksters that we know are the criminals. At the end of the day, they're criminals. Who is going to stand up? Because the police aren't standing up for us, so who's going to do it for us?
Yeah.
Only
The
ourselves.
people are.
Only the people have got the power to it. You know what I mean?
And Darren, you're going to sing us a song tonight. You've got some rebel songs. You're very famous for them. Right. We do a lot of work together, don't we, Darren?
Well, Wake Up Manchester every single month, and it's now spreading. We get out on the streets of Manchester now. They're doing it in Bolton and Liverpool, in Stoke. We want to get it going in Newcastle and all over the country. And it's about waking people up to the reality of what's going on. It's exactly what you're doing, Beth. And I absolutely salute you for doing it, man.
And you're going to help us on our campaign, Wake Up Salford.
Absolutely, man. Whatever you want me to sing, I'll come and sing.
Well, can we hear one of your songs now, please, mate?
Has anybody brought a guitar?
Here we go. We got a guitar.
Oh, it's just so happens to have one here.
Oh, wow.
And this is a sing-along, everybody, so sing along if you want to.
Join in with us, absolutely. It only works if you join in.
Right, come on, lads, let's have it. Let's fucking have it!
Yay.
Music bring the people. And the people got the power.
The people got the power.
Tell me, can you feel it?
Tell me, can you feel it?
Stronger by the hour.
Stronger by the hour.
Power!
Power!
Tell me, can you feel it? Stronger by the hour.
Stronger by the hour.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
People got the power.
The people got the power.
Tell me, can you hear it?
Tell me, can you hear
It's getting
it?
stronger by the hour.
Stronger by the hour.
Power!
Power!
Tell me, can you hear it? Stronger by the hour.
Stronger by the hour.
Well, at last we're coming home. It's been a long time
does that pig think he is?
I think he thinks he's Officer 666.
Oh, boo. I hope he don't come back round here.
Anyway, moving on, we've got George Barder on the bed with us. How are you doing, George? How are you, mate? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
You just fresh from Parliament Square, I believe.
Yeah, narrowly escaped one of his compatriots. For anyone, by the way, look up impersonating a police officer. There was somebody actually arrested in Manchester wearing one of those.
It was Officer 666.
Was it him?
It's Officer 666. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. You've got to check out the video. Officer 666 actually got arrested for impersonating a police officer. Can you believe it? That says it all, doesn't it, really, mate? So, can you explain a little bit about what you've been up to tonight and explain how the laws changed for people who actually take part in these, using our voice and our right to peaceful protest?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes hand in glove with a system increasingly of the 1% of incredibly undemocratic concentrated power that they have to try and take away the means that we have of actually standing up to it. So I've been part of this movement called Occupy Democracy, which grew out of the original Occupy movement a few years ago. And the idea this time was not that the story was fundamentally different, but instead of facing at the banks, we're facing at the Parliament that let the banks get away with what they do. And obviously they're all in each other's pockets. But what we've had since the beginning, we've been there each month since October. And from the outset, even though Parliament Square is meant to be like the place where people are allowed to democratically freely assemble, it's supposedly a human right that's protected at European and national level, what they've in fact done is gone after us with all these kind of shitty bylaws that they've managed to come up with to try and make it in practice virtually impossible to use our voices to share the truth that everybody that enough people actually know, but the whole system relies on keeping that truth away from the public sphere, which is why what you guys are doing.
So can you explain some of these bylaws, what they're bringing in?
So in terms of Parliament, there's it's a really complex legal situation. There's a thing called the PRSRA, which is the Police Reform and Social Responsibility Act, that replaced a thing called SOCPA that was there before, and that basically has banned banners, amplification equipment, sleeping equipment, but that's been interpreted as bits of tarpaulin that people are sitting on in the rain. I mean, like so many laws that they pass these days, they're worded so incredibly openly and loosely that what they essentially allow is the authorities, whenever something's happening that's inconvenient to them, to just crack down on it.
Well, they interpret it as they want, don't they?
So plenty of people have been in Parliament Square in the last few months with banners and amplification, nothing happens, but it's when something comes along that actually threatens them that then they bring all this shit to bear. And there are all these bylaws, and what's really crazy about it is that the police are essentially being ordered around by like private security guards working for Boris Johnson. They should be like actually protecting our right to protest against people like that, but instead they're just following orders.
So what's this one? I'm hearing that you've got to get your own private security now if you want to do what's that about?
So basically, there's a climate march in March, in fact, on March the 7th. And where Occupy basically said, we do not feel that you should have to ask for authorisation to exercise a basic human right, so we haven't asked permission, etc. What this march, trying to kind of play the game, to be allowed to do what they want to do, made all the applications, and basically they're saying that in order to have a protest, to exercise a basic right, they have to pay for their own private security to police the march, and they don't want security anyway. They're perfectly capable of exercising their rights without the authorities in any way. But and not only that, they have to buy insurance as well for the protest. So it's basically like, it's a bit like what's happened to the legal system the last few years, taking away legal aid and all that. It's like you have these rights if you can afford them. So if you can afford to protest, if you can afford to hire your own private security and pay for the insurance, then you're allowed to protest. So it's like everything else, it's freedom for those with money and not for anyone else. Which is the opposite of democracy, which is meant to be everybody shares the power.
So what other things do you do at Occupy?
Well, so I mean, what really inspired me about Occupy, I've been involved in the climate movement, the anti-war movement, the anti-austerity movement, etc. But what really inspired me about it was that it was about the system as a whole. And all these other movements I'm part of, everybody who's part of them knows that it's about the system as a whole, but they're coming at it from one particular angle. What Occupy was about is everything. It's basically saying we have this increasingly like parasitic, anti-democratic force that's eating up any kind of accountability, and the consequences are everywhere. In the NHS that's being taken away from people, in the poisons that they're trying to put under your house with fracking, you know, in the way Caroline Lucas said in a speech I saw recently, she said, I'll never get used to the way the lobbyists from the arms companies and the fossil fuel interests and the banks walk around Parliament as if they've bought the place. And of course they have.
Well,
you know,
they have,
that's the reality.
And
that reality plays out in every area of people's lives. You know, people that are having their benefits cut. You know, the guy who died recently because he got benefit sanctions, so he couldn't pay his electricity bill, so the fridge broke, so his insulin didn't work and he died. You know, and that is one of thousands of cases, like real life and death instances of what happens when democracy is taken away. So it is about fracking, it is about the 1% and the bankers, it's about the tax havens, it's about the system as a whole, which for some people might seem like too many issues, but the more you look at these issues, the more you realise they're one issue.
Oh yeah, it's all one issue, isn't it? And basically, austerity, they say that it's a collective responsibility, and I don't see the bankers taking any responsibility for that.
And it's, you know, it's not even that, like, you know, it'd be bad enough, given that the people right at the top caused the crisis that's cost everyone hundreds of billions of pounds, it'd be bad enough to say we all have to share it equally, you know, because they've got the total responsibility and other people don't have the means. But on top of that, what's happened since the crisis, they've made 375 billion in quantitative easing.
Incredible.
They've printed 375 billion pounds, and the studies have been done, and all of it is going to the top. You know, 90% is going to the people right at the top.
Yeah,
you know?
well,
what they could have done is bailed out the people. They could have said, right, everyone's going to have 10 grand in their account, and that will help stimulate the economy. You know, but it doesn't happen, does it?
Well, thank you, George. Thanks for coming along and sharing a little bit of what you're doing. Yeah, we're doing important work. Collectively, we've all got this massive responsibility, and we've got to do something now before it's too late. So if everyone gets involved, then we can push. So we get our rights back, can't we? You know what I mean?
The main thing I would want to share with people is that it's a beautiful responsibility, and actually the compassionate revolution, the love revolution, whatever you want to call it, is actually a beautiful thing for everybody, and it's entirely within our grasp. And love is the antidote to divide and rule.
Of course.
Like, as long as we stick to that, and then we don't fight against each other, and we can have the world that we need.
Well, there's no weapons they can use against love, is there?
Exactly.
Nice one. Thank you, George.
So the arrows into flowers.
Yeah, you know that. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
And now it is time for Go Green, where we look at alternative energy solutions. And tonight, the Reality Party has a statement to make, which I'm going to read out now. This is regarding ecotricity. Since yesterday, we have been inundated with calls, tweets and comments regarding Ecotricity's £250,000 donation to the pro-fracking Labour Party. Many people have switched to Ecotricity from the big six energy companies to support a green energy economy. The Reality Party and the Green Party have been supportive in encouraging their members and their audience to make this switch. It is fair to say that many of us feel like we have been stabbed in the back by Ecotricity's decision to support pro-fracking Labour. Many of us are now no longer willing to support Ecotricity in any way and will switch our accounts to other green energy companies unless Ecotricity quickly agree to make an equivalent £250,000 or larger donation to the Green Party and apologise for their mistake in supporting pro-fracking Labour. If Ecotricity agree to do this request, it must be completely separate to the commissions Ecotricity offers to the Green Party and other organisations for signing up new customers.
Very well read, Frou.
Thank you.
Have we got a bit of pillow talk coming up next?
Oh, yes. You're on it tonight.
I know, I'm always on it, you know that.
So, yes, now it is time for Pillow Talk, where it's all about Bez, and tonight it is all about Bez and his bees.
Hiya, welcome to Billy Wizzy's Question Time. A light-hearted sort of Billy Wizzy's Question Time, yeah? Sort of a Billy quiz. Now, Bez,
when and why did you first get interested in keeping bees and bees?
Because when my granddad returned from the war, he fought for the 8th Army in the deserts of Africa, chased the Jerry out of Italy, and what he came home with was 3 tins of honey, and ever since we've been buzzing on it.
Buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Right, next question. How many beehives do you have, and where are they?
Well, I've got beehives all over the place. Behave
yourself now.
We've got them all over the place at the moment. I've got them in a valley in Wales, which is 15 square miles of common land. So it's never been touched by pesticides.
Oh.
And the honey what my bees create there is absolutely in a different world.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, we've got bees on top of the roof in Manchester.
Oh, my friends up there, yes, good up there. Can you tell us some more about bees and the
Printwork project is basically helping various groups in Manchester. The honey collected from the hives on top of the printworks.
And the actual hives are on the top of the printworks,
on the
flowers
roof.
and everything.
Yeah, with a Welsh wildflower meadow. I've actually raised over £500. We've got a jar of it here. Oh, we did have. It's gone.
Right.
Raised over £500 for Boozall Children's Hospital.
Right. Oh, good stuff.
Oh,
so,
here, sorry.
It is.
There we go.
Oh, we had to get on.
Oh, a bit of a manuka honey there.
This is from the Printworks.
Good.
Yeah.
Manchester's
so, and how much honey do you get from these hives?
From a super, which is one thing, one box on you see hives all they are, can produce about £25 of honey.
Right, good stuff. And what are the health benefits from eating honey?
Well, the health benefits. One thing about beekeeping, beekeepers rarely ever get ill. So I don't know what it is, but getting stung by bees, there's some health benefits.
Yeah.
And because the bounty's so beautiful, it's great for colds, sore throats, coughs, and anything else you care to mention.
Broad range of stuff.
Yeah, broad range.
Right, now, so, no doom and gloom here, but why are the bees dying?
Well, there's all sorts of various reasons. One of them being pesticides and what they're using in pesticides. Another thing is chemtrailing.
Yeah.
And they call chemtrailing. Well, they're just spraying aluminium, all sorts of different metals, poisons into the air, and you're trying to tell us the contrails, but really, it's just another attempt at poisoning the people of the population and the land that we live on, and the bees what provide our life.
Good, we need them. We need us. Now, upbeat again. Can anyone keep bees?
Anyone can keep bees, yeah.
Not as slaves.
Yeah, it's quite expensive to start up, but what I've been doing is I make all my own beehives by my own hands, create my own queens, and I give people who want to keep bees the opportunity to do so.
Now, have you ever been stung by a bee, Bez?
Oh, that is a silly question. I've had
roll beating.
Oh,
I'm getting stung!
Right, fucking...
Oh, getting stung. Oh! Oh!
I was very interested to hear, Bez, about your dad's love of bees. Now, can you tell me about your dad's honeypots?
Well, I wish I could actually, but he don't share like private information.
Well, it's a nice, interesting story that he did have these 3 tins of
No, that's my granddad.
Oh, was that your granddad?
Yeah,
right,
that's
sorry,
right.
I got that wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us a tiny bit of that?
Well, yeah, I'm not really too sure about it. He never explained exactly where he got it from, but like he said, when he chased Rommel out of the deserts of Africa, he spent the rest of his war in Italy. So,
but that encouraged you to focus on that and be interested in that, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, because I loved done here because it was
inspired
such a,
you.
it's
Good stuff. I like it. Right, here's one for you. Now, in your relationship with Bez, you must have seen some pretty wacky stuff. Can you tell me some of the things you've been through? Sorry,
you're talking to me now.
Tell me some of the things you've been through. Thank you.
Wacky things.
Like you've been through.
Not so wacky things really. There's
Come
not
on,
been
must be a
many
riot.
wacky situations.
It must be buzzing your tits off.
Just when you
laugh a minute, isn't it?
Wouldn't you like to know? Just when you got stung down there once.
Oh, did he now? On his proboscis?
Yeah.
His abdomen running?
Yeah. That was possibly one of the most painful experiences I had. A gang of your pals getting me trousers.
And he got stung on the face a few times once, and he looked like Quasimodo for about a week. Serious, really like a cartoon character.
Did you kiss it better in both scenes? Thank you. Anyway, so here's one for you now. Your real name is Mark Berry. The berry is a very, very important fruit. Some say you need them as part of your 5 a day. Now, my question is, since you've been in bed together this week, what have you been doing 5 times a day and you can't have sleep?
Eating berries.
Tricky, isn't it?
What happens in the bed stays in the bed.
Right, okay. Right then, okay, just to wrap it up now. Bez makes honey, but what do the points make? Prizes. And you have nectar points all round. I've got something here that I think I'd like to give you. You might be interested. Oh, get that out of the way. That's a sock for your windy times. There you go, wind sock. And a couple of these. There you go, little buzzy ones. There you go, mates. I've got a bigger one at home. I'll keep it in the cupboard for the times of that. And yeah, now could you do me the great honour of signing this book? 'Cause I'm a big fan of the Mondays. Could you do that for me, Frou, please?
Of course,
Thank you. Great, that's good. Now, I can't believe you're all night. I haven't got my wasps on. But I think that wraps it up for today. And all the bees are good. Look out for the video. All the bees are good coming out soon. Don't nick the idea.
The bees are good. The bees are good.
All we are saying, sing up, is give bees a chance. All we are saying, give bees a chance. Gets you from A to B's. All we are saying.
Hey, revolution sometime. Hey, revolution sometime. Hey, revolution is sometime, maybe. Step it up and take in the scene. Yeah, your generation is flatlining, baby. It ain't got nothing on me. Hey, revolution sometime. Hey, revolution sometime. Hey, your revolution is sometime, maybe. Get you to the end of the line. Smoking medication with Plastis and Stacy. She runs on empty all of the time. Yeah, get on the lawn. I am the one. Yeah. She said, get on the lawn. I am the one. Yeah. hey, revolution. Hey, 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 hey, revolution.
Oh, well done. Here we have Alias Kid on the bed with us and Alan McGee. Hi, welcome. That was brilliant.
How
that
do you,
song.
Alan? How are you, mate?
Hey, Bez, you alright, man?
Yeah, nice one, lads. That was fucking brilliant, I've got to say. Yeah, because we're talking revolution tonight, Alan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I know I've been watching the programmes and it's great. And then I just came down to Wales tonight, and the fracking thing, I think is just. I think it's about basically depopulation, and it's about, you know, it goes to Monsanto with food, it goes to fluoride in the water, but the fracking thing is it's about killing people, and it's about depopulation, and that's why they're telling people to get out of Ireland, because Ireland's got 23% of the water mass of the EU, and it's also got all these resources, and they're just out to kill a lot of people, and it's not about being Satanists or anything like that. They're just greedy fucks, and basically they just want to take as many people like us all in here out, and it's you know, what these guys are saying about revolution. I mean, the great thing I love about Greece was that people stood up and went fuck off, and it's like if everybody does that collectively, that's the powers that be have got no fucking control. That's the one thing that they're scared of, because when Greece went fuck your austerity, what's Germany going to do? What, invade Greece again? Because what happened? I was in China a couple of months ago, and the average wage in China is about £350, and the rent's about 200. So that's what they live off of. And in Greece, it was like I think it was people were living in I think it was like 400 or 350 euros or 400 euros, and it was like. It was the same model. They're trying to implement the same model, and I think it's just. But your thing about the fracking, I get it, but I think it's the overall. It's just about killing people, you know. I mean, in the same way. Look at the royal family, right? If we're going to start getting really into it, right? They don't eat food for like Tesco's or Waitrose.
They all eat organic.
The Queen's got her own farm.
Yeah.
Well, when's the last time that any of the royal family get cancer?
Yeah, well they don't.
I can't remember they don't get cancer. So they've got their own supply. We all get cancer. Do you know what I mean? You know, we all get the royal family don't get cancer because they've got their own farm, and it's like, you know, they've got the royal. They call it the royal farm, and you know, I'm not sticking it all on like the Saxe-Coburgs or whatever they're called, right?
Well, the Handovians.
The Hando, yeah. Well, I don't think they're even the legitimate bloodline anyway as it goes. But
they're
like,
not. That's another story.
Yeah, I know it is. But it's like, but yeah, I think it's about genocide. It's about depopulation, and that's what fracking. It's another part of it, and it's just, you know. I mean, if you go back, like I think way back, you know. In America, there was electric cars before, and then basically Rockefeller told John Ford, you know, to stop it because basically.
Well, he actually made a car out of hemp, didn't he? He made a car completely out of hemp.
Did he? I didn't even know that.
And he also the fuel was hemp as well, the whole car was completely hemp.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I you know, and there was all these electric cars kicking about. If you think about it, like we've got like phones over there, and it's like. We're all like completely teched up, but we're using like petroleum and stuff like that. You know, stuff that's been around 140 years. It doesn't actually make sense. Do you know what I mean? You know, why are we not using? Why? Do you know? It's why are we not using electricity? You know.
Well, because the reason being is because there's no profit.
There's no money in it.
Yeah, and that's what they're not interested in. Improving our lives in any way, because to them it's all about profit. The welfare of the people actually comes last.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe, you know, earlier on, Joe Corey, and I think it is, we are working towards the end game now. Like Cyprus losing, like I think it was 10% of you know, people's savings, you know, like to keep them in the EU and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I think even that was even weirder because it's like there's a lot of Russian oligarchs with their money, you know, like kind of like stuck into Cyprus because it was supposedly a tax haven. So even that's like a move against Putin. Do you know what I mean? You know, but it's like, I think it's just, you know, we're all literally just pawns in somebody else's game, and like there's 7 billionaires and they want Rydia, like, you know, if we're really going to get into it, you know, like the Georgia Guidestones, they do tell you what they're going to do, and they want to get it down to 500,000 people. Do you know what I mean, you know?
Well, that's incredible. The Georgia Stones, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, at least they tell you they're going to kill you. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks for that.
well, the worry.
That's true. Everyone else is pissing on your head and telling you it's raining, aren't they?
In Glasgow, where I come from, I mean, the amount of people that die from cancer is unbelievable. My mother died at 54. We've got fast lane. I don't know why nobody in Scotland's ever worked out. We've got a nuclear. We've got other nukes in the Clyde, 12 miles up from Glasgow. No wonder every fucker gets cancer. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's where the Americans keep their nukes.
Yeah. And then they're going to park them in Wales because of the independence in Scotland. Because basically Scotland, I mean, as farcical as that last referendum was, which was a total fucking farce, right? Because Scotland voted, you know, like basically to leave, but it was never going to be allowed to leave because there's like they know there's something like there's something like 1.2 billion barrels they know of, right? And then in Shetland there's about another 100 years worth of oil, and where the nuclear weapons are, there's another 40 years of oil. So they were never going to let Scotland out. It was a total fix. I mean, the security services fixed the vote, and it's like, it might sound as if, you know, I'm being some sort of conspiracy theorist, but so that's what fucking happened. 750,000 postal votes. It's a fucking con.
And the fact that they was openly threatening the people of Scotland, the BBC, for the business, saying no.
But Scotland sussed it out because that's why Scotland voted SNP. Scotland's now got, you know, SNP's about 100,000. Before it was about 20,000. So Scotland is now going to wipe out Labour, Bez, and there'll be about 1 or 2 MPs, maybe Labour MPs, that'll keep the seat.
Well, the great thing was what happened up in Scotland. They realised that the threat that the people do pose upon them, because there must have been like, well, excuse the expression, but like putting the nappies on when they seen what was happening there, and because how much of the population got politicised on that, it was nearly.
Well, I think Scotland now. Is the inevitability now is Scotland will have to go independent. It's never going to go fiscally independent because let's be honest with each other, right? That oil has been leveraged at least once or twice, right? Do you know what I mean? By Westminster, so it's never going to have financial autonomy, but political autonomy. It's in our lifetime Scotland's going to go independent because it's like, you know, the 4 weeks running up to that referendum, there was like 40,000 people in Sauchiehall Street and like. In Argyle Street, it was like a football match, and they weren't having that for like, you know, like let's stay in. You know, they were trying to make out it was all the old people. It was like it was a fix. So these votes were sent to England, and they were like ticked. Do you know what I mean?
And there's like allegations of, well, you've seen it on YouTube.
Well, the Russians, yeah, they were on it, yeah.
So
that was a completely bent, probably it was a completely bent referendum. Do you know what I mean? But Scotland knows that, and that's why it's voted SNP. So it's going to shove Westminster into having to give it political autonomy. Do you know what I mean? But I know the fiscal autonomy is never going to happen, Bez, because the oil's been sold already.
Well, yeah, it got sold on the future market years ago, and it's gone to corporations. American corporates now own Scottish Oil.
Yeah, bang on.
So, what do you think the future may be for us like then? What do you think? What steps you need to step?
I think more programmes like this if I kick off, right? And I watched it, and I thought you were brilliant on Channel 4, and Joe Corey, massive respect, like for his underwear.
He's always
but that man has given me great pleasure over the years. But because I wear it. But no. I mean, I love Joe, and I loved his dad, and I love Joe. You know, like me and Gillespie, big fans of Joe Corey.
do you want to let us know what's happening musically in your life then?
I just get well. What happened is I got ill and then they gave me this drug and which is legal and it got my immune system working.
Oh no! Officer Sick, get out there! Get in! Oh! The corporate bug's back! Right. Arrest this man! So can someone come and arrest him?
That should have handed a 12 bar! A 12 bar!
Well, nice one, Alan. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, wait.
Thank you.
Officer
And thank you, Alias Kid.
Thank you. Yeah. Woo! And thank you, Officer 666, for impersonating a police officer. You're all under arrest. Bed arrest.
Freezy, what are we going to now?
No violence in here, please. Frack off. Oh, no, frack off.
Frack off.
Conscientious objective.
There we go.
Thank you, guys. I believe it's...
Oh, yeah. This is my favourite part of the show. Peruzzi has the answers. Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is time for Feruzzi's Got the Answer, and tonight I am going to be giving you some romantic tips for your Valentine's dates. So first things first, in preparation for your hot date, remember to brush your teeth and stock up on the mints.
That's really good advice, that.
Shave when you're shaving, so males maybe a bit of a facial shaving, females armpits, legs.
And the big beard.
Have a haircut.
A big beard's not popular with the gents these days.
Girls, makeup and hair, and don't forget to wear clean underwear. And then on your date, guys, it would be so nice to give your beautiful girl a dozen roses. And chocolates will also do.
Hey.
Make sure that you switch your phone off on your date because it's very rude. You want to give your full attention to your hot date.
Yeah, you don't want to be talking to your exes.
Yes, exactly. And if you go for a meal, remember not to eat anything too smelly. So onions are off limits, garlic and fish, things like that. And then when your date is coming to an end, guys, it would be nice to drive your date or walk your beautiful girl date home. And I recommend not to go there on the first date, but a goodbye kiss would be nice. And now, here is a song that I wrote called Tonight to get you in the Valentine's mood. And that's if you're not already feeling it already.
I can see it in your eyes, that passion for me inside you can't hide. Take me into your arms. My body craves you, my heart cries 'cause we've been apart for far too long. Counting down the days that you've been gone, I missed you. When I look into your eyes, the feeling makes me high. I could reach up to the sky. There is nothing I want more than to love you tonight. I just want to hold you so tight. So come be my baby tonight. Come be my baby tonight. We share a love that's so right. I'll hold you till the sunrise. Come be my baby tonight. Stay with me tonight. I know you know this feels right. 'Cause your kiss says it all. Our bodies come as one deep inside. Yeah, I'm falling for your heart. I can't help it, you're a star to me. 'Cause all you do I adore. You're all I want and more, I need you. Oh, when I look into your eyes, the feeling makes me high. I could reach up to the sky. There is nothing I want more than to love you tonight. I just want to hold you so tight. When I look into your eyes, the feeling makes me high. I could reach up to the sky. There is nothing I want more than to love you tonight. I just gotta hold you so tight. So call me my baby tonight. Be my baby tonight. Be my baby tonight. Be my baby tonight.
Froozy, that was absolutely lovely. Mwah.
Oh, I
Love
think
you.
I'm going red. Oh, I love you too. Mwah. And now it's that time of the show again for What Are You Tweeting On About? And oh, thank you so much for your support over the past week. We've had so many nice tweets, and oh, this is going to be the last time that I'm going to be reading them out. I'm very emotional right now. So, I'd just like to say we had a vote. We had a tweet from the People's Vote from NHS, and there has been NHS pay cuts by 15%.
15%, can you believe it?
What's going on? I can believe it.
Well, I can tell you what's going on. They're trying to force people who work for the NHS lower the wages and force them into the private system. It's unbelievable what they're doing. Perfectly destroying our NHS system. You horrible, horrible, nasty people. Our grandparents fought for that in World War II and sacrificed their lives for the Queen and country, and this is how we get repaid.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
Paul Award, quadrillas Wells failed. Doesn't fill the public with confidence. No, it doesn't.
Well, every well I've known up to now, there's only been a few wells, and most of them have already failed, and we've not even started to frack properly yet.
Nico Warber, Bez, you legend. Big up the reality party.
Yeah, you're happy and you know it. Clap your hands.
You're happy and you know it. Clap your hands.
Olivia. That was so cute. Olivia Berry, this is wicked. Oh, thank you.
Nice one, thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bezzy123.
Oh,
congratulations for last night's show. You did it. Love Jerry and Declan in Brighton.
Oh, nice one, Declan. Lots of love to you, mate.
There's so many that I'd love to read. I'd love to read them all, but we just haven't got the time.
Anyway.
But now we've got a treat for you.
She's always stealing my bloody glory. I've told her about that. It might be Valentine's Day, but who's in charge? I am tonight. No, but I'd like to introduce you. I've done a Skype call early in the day with JB Barretton, a Salford poet, and here's what he had to say.
Another Skype call coming in. It's our Salford connection. It's JB Barretton. How do JB? How are you, mate?
Nice to see
you. Thank you. You well? How's your Friday evening going?
Yeah, lovely. And how's your lovely missus? Is she well?
She's fantastic. Yeah, I've chucked her off in another room out of the way.
Actually, yeah, the best place to keep him sometimes. But thanks for joining us and offering a bit of support, mate.
Oh, it's been brilliant. I've been watching all week. I really liked the guy last night, Michael, and I've been Googling all day about hydrogen electro power. It's amazing. I didn't know anything about it.
No, I've never seen it before as well, and it is amazing. And guess where he's from?
Salford.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, but what an amazing energy that is.
Well, I mean, it goes to show as well that there is stuff out there that costs very little money, but they're not interested because they're only interested in profit. They're not interested in people. And as the great Tony Benn said, you should always put people before profit. And that's, as a socialist, that's one of my big things. And they're not interested. They want more for them and less for us. Yeah. And what you're doing and raising awareness, I mean, nobody else is doing what you're doing, let's face it. And everybody that I see as a working class lad, and same as yourself, they all talk with a plum in the mouth. They've all been to Oxbridge, wherever that is, you know, and nobody can relate to it. Whereas with what you're doing, I think more people are tuning in and more people are waking up and starting to realise, you know, we're being shafted a lot, you know what I mean? And a lot of it's down to greed. It's about more for them and less for us.
Yeah, nice one, JB, yeah. And what it is I think as well, since the 70s with the Margaret Thatcher, when she started the de-education of the working classes, but what she failed on was the job what she thought she was doing, and we're not the what the bewildered herd they like to call us, and we are definitely not bewildered. We are onto you, and we're gonna do something about it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Thatcher's master plan was, you know, I mean, especially I remember my mum and dad, probably same as yourselves, buy your council house. That was the first one. Give them access cards, buy the council house, you know, you'll be a property owner. You won't get a pay rise, but you'll be in debt, and people in debt are slaves to their employers. And we're kind of feeling that as we've gone on. I remember mum and dad buying their house. But again, if you look at the way the media portrays people, you know, I have a point called Don't Look Down, which talks about, you know, people who you know, poor people. The poor people didn't create poverty. The rich did, you know. The poor people didn't create poverty. And if you think of benefit fraud, there's another thing that annoys me. All these nonsense tin pot channels on, like Channel 5, making programmes about people on benefit fraud. Benefit fraud costs us £1.2 billion as opposed to the estimated £120 billion of tax evasion. Now, you don't see any documentaries being made around people that, you know, HSBC, Philip Green at Topshop, Vodafone, Boots, Starbucks, the list goes on. You don't see them being aimed at on documentaries, but, you know, they point the finger down instead of looking up at the real problems of the world.
JB, man, I'd like everyone to hear some of your poetry, mate. Have you got any?
Definitely, yeah. I've got my bag of poems here. I don't know if you can see that in the wall.
Great.
Yeah. I used to buy all.
Everything.
I used to buy all my records from Woolies when I was a kid.
That was the one on Wharton Precinct, remember that?
Yeah.
And that's the country won't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. And I got me Georgie Best football boots from Woolies as well.
Ew.
I'll do you a point called There's a Reason, and I'll do you one. I wrote one for Barton Moss called The Battle of Barton Moss. I'll do that one as well straight after, if that's alright.
Alright, mate, nice one.
So There's a Reason is it's based around greed, and I'll just do it. I don't need to read that one. So this is There's a Reason. There's a reason there's war where there's an oil supply. There's a reason where the US of A's ally. There's a reason there's over 600 channels on Sky. There's a reason why the hoi polloi must comply. There's a reason council tenants could buy their own home. There's a reason for easy credit and personal loans. There's a reason for debt in the Eurozone. There's a reason for profit off all we once owned. There's a reason for every false flag in the press. There's a reason your pub's now a Tesco Express. There's a reason moderation turned into excess. There's a reason for each and every one of the protests. There's a reason the elite are allowed to succeed. There's a reason for folk wanting more than they need. There's a reason, and I have reasonable reason to believe there's a reason, and the reason's quite simple. It's greed.
Yes.
Nice one, JP. So I'll quickly do this one. I mean, this one I was asked by quite a while ago when the Barton Moss Protection Camp was in full flow. I was asked by Ed Blaney to write a poem for the Barton Moss, and the way I approached it was more around the way the police handled Barton Moss, which I thought was disgraceful.
Yeah, you know what?
They're just government agents that we pay to protect us, but the way they behaved was disgraceful, and I know you were there, so...
Well, it's unbelievable. We've got to say this. They were wearing lead-weighted gloves and doing people's pressure points and purposely. I've never seen such violent policing for a peaceful protest, to be truthful, mate.
Yeah. Well, I'll read you this one. It's called The Battle of Barton Moss. As peaceful protest meets the madness of awful, mindful violence, the mainstream media stays at home and stays safe and sits in silence. The corporations employ the agents, but it's we that pay their wage to serve and protect, but it seems they forget as shields and batons engage. And when the drills are drilling, when the earthquakes make earth shake, they'll shake consuming the folk that you forsake. And when the evening slowly turns to night, and when your working day is done, you'll look into the innocent eyes of your daughter or your son. And when they ask you for a bedtime story, you won't be at a loss. You can tell them the tale of the time you bullied at the Battle of Barton Moss.
Oh yeah.
Nice one, JV. Nice one, mate. Well, thanks for joining us and offering your support.
Yeah, thank you.
Love to see your missus as well.
I will do, yeah. I'll go and release her now from the room. Nice one.
Ciao for now.
The Delaney mug. I don't know if anyone can see that.
Yeah, cute.
Song for the hero. Nice one, Bez. Cheers for that. See you
Nice
soon.
one,
Bye.
JP. Ciao. Well, nice one, JB. And we've just got a message from JB. Could you want to read it out, Frou?
Yeah, he's been watching the show tonight and he watched a bit about Coffee for Craig and he's very kindly, we've got a text, he said, I'd like to donate 10% of my ticket sales from my sold out Salford Arts theatre gig to Coffee for Craig.
Hey, I'll jinx that. Nice one, JB.
Nice one, JB. Thank you. And I guess that's it for tonight, the last live show. It's very emotional. But make sure you tune in again tomorrow night at 9 where we do have another show. However, it's not live. But please tune in. Still the same address, www.bezinbed.co.uk. And we'd just like to say goodbye from all of us here at the reality party.
And don't forget, it's your duty. You've got to get to the ballot box and you've got to vote. Yes, indeed. Lots of love.
Yeah, much love to you all. Mwah.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take me into your arms. My body craves you, my heart cries 'cause we've been apart for far too long. Counting down the days that you've been gone, I missed you. When I look into your eyes, the feeling makes me high. I could reach up to the sky. There is nothing I want more than to love you tonight. I just want to hold you so tight. So come be my baby tonight. Come be my baby tonight. We share a love that's so right. I'll hold you till the sunrise. Come be my baby tonight. Scared